Our other top story, a political firestorm at the Alamo. And tonight, an exclusive interview.
Former Alamo Trust CEO Kate Rodgers says she was pushed out because of opinions she shared as a private citizen. She argues that punishing her for that free speech violates the First Amendment. And now she's fighting back in federal court, suing those in charge, including the lieutenant governor, the Texas Land Commissioner, and the Alamo Trust.
Our Alicia Nieves has the story.
I just felt that I had to fight, that the defenders of the Alamo wouldn't have taken this lying down, right?
Kate Rodgers walked into her role at the Alamo with one mission: fix years of tension and finally deliver a world-class museum.
I was called a racist and a woke person in the same day. I saw my role as to sort of walk the middle there while holding the line.
But last month, she says politics came crashing in. First, a routine Indigenous Peoples Day post lit up state leaders, specifically Don Buckingham, the commissioner of the Texas General Land Office, who on social media called it woke and unacceptable.
We had posted the same thing last year, and I think the year prior.
The Alamo removed the post and fired the person who wrote it. Then, the phone call that flipped her world from Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, referencing a 2023 dissertation she wrote while getting her doctorate at USC.
He talked about the dissertation, talked about how concerned it was, and said he was going to have to ask for my resignation.
His issue? Her dissertation said politicians shouldn't dictate classroom teaching. She also wrote historic sites could bring people together. Rodgers says her words were pulled wildly out of context.
They pulled out 2 pages out of 167.
Within hours of that call, she says the pressure became unmistakable and personal. She says Alamo Trust board member Hope Andrade, who has since replaced her, issued a final warning.
She said to me, "You have to resign." And I said, "Well, what if I don't?" And she said, "Then we will fire you." And then within a few hours, she had my job.
Her lawsuit claims top state leaders used political muscle to control a nonprofit, a move she calls unconstitutional and dangerous.
If that could happen to me, what about everyone else who has ever written a piece of scholarship that someone out there doesn't agree with?
A descendant of the Canary Island families who helped found San Antonio, Rodgers says she wanted one thing: to finish the job she started.
I know I'm putting myself in a very vulnerable position. The odds are against me. I'm like the Texans up against Santa Ana. Like, let's just be clear. But somebody has to stand up because this is not right.
And again, that was Alicia Nieves reporting. Rodgers is suing for damages, a court order preventing further retaliation, and to be reinstated as CEO. So we've asked Dan Patrick, Don Buckingham, and the Alamo Trust for comment. Patrick's office didn't reply. The others say they couldn't comment due to pending litigation.